GF deleted messages after suspicious video call. Update. I told her that I feel insecure and asked if she is hiding anything from me. She said that she is not hiding anything from me. I told her to think well, and then she opened up that she had a conversation with this guy last night while I was at work and that she deleted WhatsApp chat and call log from her phone. I was not aware of it. She never mentioned deleting Instagram chat history, but when I confronted her about it she explained that she completely forgot about it. She deleted all of it because she did not wanted me to know about this conversation and think that she is a bad person and a bad friend for communicating with a boss that hurt her best friend like that. When I asked why organize video call while I was away, she explained that she wanted to spend every moment with me and not to deal with work stuff and people that annoys her while we are both off, and also for me not to think what a bad friend she is by communicating to this prick. Photoshoot for her friend was organized last year before the sexual harassment happened to her best friend. Actual photoshoot took place few weeks ago, hence the need to discuss payment. She explained that she wanted to get over with this photoshoot business and remain just work acquaintances with this guy as they worked together. The video call took roughly 15 malanes. They spoke about money payment. Photographer was also interested in her friend, so he wanted to get more info if he has any chance with my GF's friend. And the rest was small talk about work, personal life. He asked about me and our relationship. He screenshot video conversation where you can see my girlfriend and him smiling but nothing else. She offered to text him in front of me for proof and I agreed. She texted saying that she enjoyed their chat yesterday and that somehow she has lost the screenshot that he made and if he could share. He sent the screenshot. Then I asked my girlfriend to ask him what did they spoke about, so she asked, explaining that she was drunk and doesn't remember much. He replied saying that he didn't thought that she was that drunk and that he enjoyed the chat too. He didn't texted more. There were no emojis in his texts and it looked kind of cold compared to previous texts where he used to use a lot of emojis. I told her that honesty and truth is extremely important to me no matter how hurtful it might be, and I asked her not to lie ever again. She asked to forgive her and give her another chance, to which I agreed. She promised to never lie again. At one point she wasn't happy that I was tracking her like this, but she didn't blame me or try to make me feel bad for what has happened. She understands that from my point of view it was super suspicious and she apologized a million times. She is never secretive about her phone and she didn't hesitate to give me her phone and let me check everything. I really don't think she was cheating in any way and I really believe she is telling the truth. Right now, our relationship is kind of back to normal, but she knows that I did lose trust in her and that she need to earn it back. I am not sure if I did everything right and if I am right in trusting her. Her responses and expressions did not made me doubt her loyalty to me. Thank you all for help. I accidentally saw this guy texting my girlfriend about a video call. We were going through the pictures of the party and on her phone, Instagram notification came up with the message. This guy that texted her always tried flirting with her and he almost lost his job, sexual harassment, by texting inappropriately to my GF's best female friend. I know it's bad, but this was very strange and I couldn't resist but to check her messages when she was not around. So he wanted a video call to discuss something. She replied by saying that she is busy and that she is spending every second with her boyfriend, but her boyfriend, me, will be working the next day so they can do a video call. Came back from work, checked their messages and all their chat history, couple of years, is deleted. I feel bad about it and I don't know what to do. Please help. You saw the video call request when she was present. Ask her what the fuck is that all about. That guy is ass hat. I was waiting for you to tell me, but now I have to fucking ask you why you are talking to this ass. Damn, super Seuss. Okay, so let's get a tally. 1. She knew dude was inappropriate with other women yet still had contact. Wanted to use his services. Red flag number 1. 2. She specifically set the video call to a time that you would not be around. Red flag number 2. 3. She intentionally deleted all the call and video logs of the conversations. Red flag number 3. Sorry man, there is nothing innocent that could be going on here. She replied by saying that she is busy and that she is spending every second with her boyfriend, but her boyfriend, me, will be working the next day so they can do a video call. She didn't turn him down, instead, she told him when she could talk to him when you will not be around. If it was harmless, she would not try to talk to him while you were gone. She would not hide it from you and she would not delete the messages. That's very bad, and if I was you, I would break up with her, even if she didn't cheat on you. If she didn't already, she possibly will. This is disrespectful, considering the context of this situation. Deleting is suspect, she is definitely hiding the conversation. This is not a court of law. Ask her to produce the texts, she should be able to retrieve them, or get the other guy to send his copies, if she wants you to remain trustful of her. The simple thing is trust, but verify. No need to play supersleuth, but the biggest red flag is her deleting it. The next one will be if she tries to either accuse you of jealousy or lies to you. I have seen a lot of posts where the thread between cheaters is deleted, and they use the excuse that it is to save space. Problem is that no other message threads are deleted. Maybe she decided to completely delete this person from her life. The old were not even acquaintances anymore and delete all. Just ask. I made a comment earlier, but before you explain the business aspect of it. To me that kind of puts it in a different light. If she had all these texts, you knew about them and they were business related, then she might have concluded the business, photograph payments or whatever, and just decided to get the stuff off her phone. If you're doing business, a conversation, or in this case, a video chat, would be much easier than texting. This seems more likely to me, if there isn't any other thing that might have alarmed you. I delete stuff all the time, business or the like, just to unclutter phone and get crap off I don't need anymore. If she can't give you an honest answer, there is no reason in my mind for you to continue that relationship. Have I lost my son? My wonderful, loving, talented son, Robert, M28, has cut ties with me over a bizarre accusation made by his girlfriend, Samantha, F25. I'm gutted, and I could really use some outside perspective here, folks. They have been together for a few years. They came to town for a visit for the first time in a very long time because of COVID. As always, my significant other and I spared absolutely no effort or expense in making them both feel loved and welcome. We have unerringly treated this lovely lady with total acceptance from the first day we met her. We thought she was awesome, and we let her know that at every opportunity. Neither of us have ever said an unkind word, nor behaved in any way that could possibly be misconstrued as unkind. But the cracks began to show a few days after they got here. First, Samantha insulted our hometown and region. Then she said that if Robert were to ever move back here, she would leave him. She complained about the weather, which was actually lovely. Her bitterness really stuck out because it was so very uncharacteristic of her. Then suddenly, and with 4 days left in their vacation, Robert showed up at home alone. He announced that, Samantha says I was very unkind to her, and that if she were not dating our son, I wouldn't even like her. We were shocked and horrified. It made absolutely no sense. We tried to reason with him, but he picked up all their stuff and left. They spent the last few days with no contact whatsoever. When they left on their flight back to where they live, they didn't even return the car I had lent them. There was no goodbye, no thank you. Nothing but an abandoned car and an empty fuel tank. My significant other and I are confident that Samantha is unhappy in her relationship with our son. When people are unhappy but don't know how to end a relationship, or if they simply don't have the stones to do so, they sometimes resort to causing a huge crisis in order to force the relationship to an end. Sometimes people have an affair. Other times, they may torpedo their partner's relationships. What Samantha did was destroy my relationship with my only child. She has also broken Robert's relationship with his other parent, and forced him from his childhood home. I really wish she had chosen an affair. Now the two of them are gone, and Robert won't respond to any attempts to communicate with him. We are heartbroken. It feels like having a week-long heart attack. The pain is unreal. Our current plan is to let the dust settle for a few weeks, then text or email him a sincere request for some kind of resolution. I cannot live like this, we cannot live like this. We need to know if there is any chance of being in his life. We need to know if he is going to stay with Samantha, and not see us anymore, stay with her but see us occasionally without her when he's in town, or leave her and make an attempt to repair our relationship. Is this a reasonable question to ask him? This is totally uncharted territory for us. We have never uttered an unkind word to our son, nor to his girlfriend. This betrayal is completely shattering. I feel like I'm drowning and I've forgotten how to swim. It's all my significant other and I can do to get from one end of the day to the other. If you have any helpful thoughts or suggestions, I would like to see them. Thank you very much. And #X200B. Too long did not read. Son has abandoned us because of unfounded claims by his girlfriend that I am mean to her. Is it reasonable to require some kind of resolution? Everything you've said is so hyperbolic that it's difficult to believe that 1. You're telling the truth to us here, or 2. your perception of how things happen generally is accurate. You're perfect. Your son is perfect. Your son's girlfriend was perfect. Now she's a manipulative liar intent on destroying your son's life. You have never ever done anything that could ever even be misconstrued as unkind. Because you're perfect. You're unerring. Shocked. Horrified. Heartbroken. Having a week-long heart attack. Children don't go no contact with their parents when the relationship didn't have a single crack before on the say-so of and so. Especially not without asking their parents for their side of the story. You're lying to us or to yourself. It sounds more like she's an insufferable person who can never be happy and drags everyone around her down with her. Hopefully your son comes to his sense soon, but sadly there's not much you can do as it seems like she has him wrapped around her fingers. I'm sensing some missing reasons bullshit here. Someone please tell me it's not just me? All of this seems incredibly vague. Feel like there is a lot of missing gaps. I really wish she had chosen an affair. What kind of parent says something like that? You'd really rather your own son went through trauma of being cheated on? I've never heard of a loving parent say I wish my child was suffering so I wouldn't have to suffer. I'm with the other commenters who are skeptical about your character. I mean, you don't get to decide if someone else thinks something you've said or done towards them was mean or offensive. It's different for everyone. That's why even as adults we need to apologize when we hurt someone even unintentionally. I also find it interesting you purposefully didn't include the details of what exactly you said, that she has taken offense to. If the objective truth really was, neither of us have ever said an unkind word, nor behaved in any way that could possibly be misconstrued as unkind. She wouldn't have drawn a boundary here and neither would your son. And #X200B. I think it's time to start listening to what he and she have said and not just what you want to hear from them. You realize that if she is just attempting to end her relationship with your son, which seems like a logical assumption, you will be hearing from him shortly. Her veracity will obviously be questioned by your son when she no longer has you around to be the bad guys. She will have to blame him and he will know that isn't correct. I dunno, I'm suspicious. You're perfect and everything is wrong with her. I suspect there is more going on here that we will never know. I, 23 male, find my girlfriends, 20 female, perfect, family extremely intimidating. I, 23 have been dating my girlfriend, 20 female. Now for nearly 6 months and the more I get to know about her family the more inadequate I feel. I know no family is perfect but she comes from a really nice one. The sort of family that I used to think only existed on television. She's the second oldest of 4 siblings with an older brother and a younger brother and sister. Her dad works high up on a school board and her mum works in medicine so they're very well off and her and all of her siblings are destined for good careers. They're the sort of upper middle class family that own a big house and camper van and all go on trips together. They're really close with all their extended family and all meet up over Christmas, birthdays and play board games at family nights. They even have picture of all 7 of them, including the dog, in matching pajamas from last Christmas Eve. My girlfriend is about to start university doing law and has managed to get some work experience at a solicitor's firm via a family friend. On the other hand, my family is kinda fucked up. I'm not looking for a sob story so I'm not going into too much detail but I've never met my dad and my mum wasn't exactly the family time sort of mum. I do think she's tried her best but she has a lot of demons from her upbringing that she hasn't dealt with in the best way. I have one half-brother who's a few years younger than me but his dad has disappeared, again. So I have to spend a lot of time looking after him and making sure he gets to school etc. I was the first person in my family to go to university and even though it was a poor-raking university and my grade was very average I am still really proud of myself. I've met her immediate family a couple times for a meal and met a few of her extended family at a birthday party. Although they're all super nice, not a bunch of Karens. I just get so uncomfortable and embarrassed when they talk to me and ask me questions about my life and my family. I feel like they're so disappointed in my girlfriend for choosing to date me. Especially because her cousin who is a similar age to her is engaged to some posh guy who also comes from a successful family. I've spoke to my girlfriend about it a little bit and even asked if she'd be better off without me but she insisted that she was happy with me and her parents will see that. However, I just can't shake the feeling of inadequacy when they're talking about their holidays to Spanish villas or what her older sister is achieving at work. It's hard to explain but even just the vibe within the house where they'll sit down for a meal and tell each other how their day was or how they're feeling is so strange to me. Sorry if this is a bit long-winded or stupid but it's just been playing on my mind a bit recently and I can't help but think she deserves better. If anyone has been in a similar situation or could offer any advice, I'd really appreciate it. You are on a path of self-sabotaging if you keep it up. You need to find confidence that 1. Your girlfriend chose you because of who you are, not your family, and 2. You are not your family. If you aren't comfortable sharing with them, just give a vague, but honest, answer, then change the subject. Them. What do your parents do for a living? You. My mom raised me by herself and works as, at, fill in job type or company. Girlfriend says you work in medicine, that must be rewarding. How did you choose medicine? Also, seeing a counselor or therapist to work through how you feel about your background could help you build up more confidence. Try looking at this in a positive light. Perhaps you'll get a chance to experience what a close family, with healthy relationships looks like. It can be something you have too. If something seems too good for you, it's because you're used to settling for less. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why would I turn down a family that accepts and supports its family members without proof they don't want me? Healthy families often do their best to include more people. They want to be able to support the people their families care about. As for not knowing how to talk to them, that'll come in time. You've only had 6 months to learn your GF's entire store and support group. By year 3 you'll be talking with them and getting along without much effort. I promise. Oh man. Yeah. This is something I have trouble explaining to people. My boyfriend cannot comprehend my family troubles and bless his heart, tries to give advice sometimes. He reassures me things will get better after I leave home and move in with him, but he has no ideas what the intricacies of toxic, abusive families are. He cannot recognize or understand the trauma that it has given me. How much of my mother has my mother left in me? The picture-perfect family who argues only about the chores being done incorrectly will never be able to recognize how good they have it. Your girlfriend is still pretty young, so they are just trying to get to know you. You've done a great job expressing yourself here and you have nothing to be ashamed of, so just be honest. If it helps, even picture-perfect families have problems under the surface. My family is very close, very happy and reasonably successful. My husband's family was not. They weren't bad people, they just had some issues my family never had to deal with. We have been married 28 years. He was uncomfortable with my side for a while, and I didn't understand the extent of his struggles for a time. Even now he will say something, just a statement of fact about the way things were or something they had to do or couldn't do, that makes my heart hurt for him. Over the years, our parents became such good friends that they traveled together and did things even when we weren't involved. They had their own relationship. It can work. Relax. Know your worth and the unique things you bring to the relationship. My family, I'm the mom, is like your girlfriend's family. When my kids date, I just want their partners to treat them well. The status of their families doesn't matter to me at all. Their character does. Talk to your girlfriend about how you feel, so she knows it is a point of some sensitivity to you. Dude, I was in the exact same boat, except a good few of her family doesn't like me because I never went to college, work barely above minimum wage, but my girlfriend doesn't care. You will absolutely self-sabotage if you think about this too much. If your girlfriend is happy with you, she's happy with you because you just make her happy. My girlfriend hid being a call girl and selling nudes for 2 years. I'm not sure how to feel about this. I have adverse feelings about sex workers and people selling their body. To each their own. I understand some people need to make a living. I would just never date anybody like that as my own personal preference. She knew of this and was well aware our entire relationship. There was a point a month or so after we started dating where I brought up I don't do hookups and can't really respect that culture. She was all about it, and the amount of strangers she hooked up with was about 5x the relationships I've been in. I was uncomfortable but decided to look past it. I've been cheated on multiple times. I've been lied to and used. I don't think there's anything wrong with me as a partner, and so many people have told myself or whoever I was dating that they're lucky to have a guy like me. Either way, I obviously have quite bad trust issues and anxiety in relationships. This one changed all that. I found a girl that could help me trust again, and if she went out to a bar alone I'd be 100% okay and not concerned at all. Then today I get sat down and told that she used to be a call girl through some random website and that when she was younger she used to sell her nudes on Twitter. At a point she almost started making porn to sell with her ex. I knew none of this, and when I asked about her past she had plenty of opportunities to tell me. She knows so many secrets about me that nobody in my life know about. I do love her, but I wouldn't have started the relationship if I knew all of this. so I feel conflicted and hurt. She still shows signs of being like that, i.e. wanting to be recorded, wanting to go to sex toy conventions, asking how I would feel if she hooked up with a same-gender friend and such. All to which she didn't end up doing out of respect for my feelings, but still. Edit. I'm 26 and she's 25. EDIT2. So I want to elaborate about my issues with people's past. I grew up in a terrible environment. I could have joined gangs. I had plenty of opportunities to cheat or have hookups that I didn't take. I could have stayed jobless and just wasted away in my parents' house playing video games. I didn't do any of these things because I knew they were wrong and cared about my future. Is it so wrong for me to look for a partner that did the same instead of doing a bunch of various things and asking for forgiveness? EDIT3. I'm not judging the people that have done those things. However, I will consider them when it comes to opening my heart to them. I love how people say take on other people's past. No, we don't have to. The fact he made this post shows it bothers him. Take my advice, bro. Leave now. Resentment is a relationship killer. The seed has been planted. One thing is not being fully open about yourself. She took away your choice to choose if you wanted to be with someone with a past like that, and now your feelings are involved. That's manipulative. She knew how you felt about this, yet she didn't tell you before you started dating. It looks like she started to date you, hoping that you would hopelessly fall for her, and then when you found out, if you did find out, you would be hooked on her, and it wouldn't matter. This is a form of deception. It's like people who would rather ask for forgiveness after the fact than be forthcoming with information beforehand, hoping the person will forgive their trespasses. A lot of people in this subreddit are going to try to guilt you into being okay with this. But these people don't give a shit about you. They sympathize, and maybe even empathize, with your girlfriend, and so they are rooting for the best for her, while they are perfectly willing to throw your respect and your boundaries out the window. This girl isn't girlfriend material. You know this. You're just trying to find a way to come to terms with this reality. You are not obligated to be okay with this in your partner. Don't let anyone tell you different. If you want to leave, then leave. She waited until you were in love with her to tell you. She knew her past would be a deal-breaker for you and deliberately avoided telling you. What your girlfriend did is selfish and self-centered. She only cared about her comfort and happiness in this situation. Let's put aside the whole sex work thing. Would you date someone like this? Don't let anyone guilt-trip you to think that if you decide to break up with her you are a bad person, because you wouldn't be. Break up immediately. To the streets. Nothing against sex workers, hell, I was one years ago when I needed work, but she wasn't even honest about it. She hid it. I didn't hide it from my partner. It was too big of a thing to hide, you know? He accepted it and we moved on together. She hid it from you knowing how you felt. Walk away. She can't even be honest when it's hard.